You know, it's interesting when we hear the sayings of Jesus, he says a lot of hard things, like, we must forgive. Love your enemies, like we heard recently. And yet, what's the one that people refuse to listen to in our culture is the one we hear today. And even the disciples were just like, really? And in another place, and I think in another gospel, Peter, after hearing about Jesus' call not to divorce, then says, oh, what's the point of getting married then? It's better not to get married. And Jesus says, some will not be able to hear that. And he talks about how people become eunuchs, for instance, for the sake of the kingdom of heaven, where they give themselves over in celibacy. But we look and we say, why was divorce permitted? Because of the hardness of our hearts. But Jesus says, there's something better. This is not part of my plan. My plan is for marriage to be an image of my love for humanity. That's why I created the gift of marriage, to be an image of my love for humanity. And my love does not end. Whether it's in reference to marriage and divorce or anything in our sexuality, whether it's to do with loving our enemies, praying for those who persecute us, forgiving, or any of the other hard sayings that Jesus asks us to listen to. He invites us to soften our hearts. You know, he's not some awful taskmaster who's saying, I don't want you to be happy, but rather he wants us to have true happiness. But unfortunately, true happiness, true joy comes through the cross. Comes through the cross. And that means dying to ourselves, whether it's in terms of our hatreds or unforgiveness or in any other area of our lives. So we ask God today, take my hardened heart. Lord, take this stone that I have for a heart, soften it, bring healing to my heart. Lord, may create within me a new heart, a repentant heart, a heart that seeks after your will, Almighty God, so that especially in the hard things, especially in the impossible things, I may trust that you are the God of the impossible, that you, Almighty God, do want my good. Give me the courage to follow you even through the cross.